Hi everyone, I'm Nick. I'm the grower and plant health specialist here at Royal City Nursery. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about winter pruning, specifically hydrangeas. If you do want to prune your panicle hydrangea, winter is the best time to do it. So the panicle hydrangea, they can be identified usually by these cone-shaped flowers, which come up to a point, whereas other types of hydrangeas will have more of a rounded flower. So if you have any cone-shaped hydrangeas, aka panicle hydrangeas, winter is the best time to prune them. They flower on new wood, so if you prune them at other times of year, there's a potential of either cutting off your current year's flowers or inhibiting the flowers from the next year. So when you're cutting the hydrangea, the best time to do it is in late winter or early spring, before the plants start to bud. So that way they're going to come out in the spring and they're going to start growing and they can heal the wounds right away. And you're still only cutting off dormant tissue, so you're not actually stealing that much of the plant's energy reserve when you're doing your pruning. You usually want to prune these guys around late winter. So that for most people, when you start to see plants bud, or when the snow's gone, that'll be usually mid-March, end of February. But really depends where you are, because again, northern climates, it'll stay colder longer. But yeah, once the snow is gone, once the first crocuses and snowdrops are poking through the ground and everything's starting to wake up, that's when you want to start your late winter pruning. And so you'd want to prune something like this, just to kind of help the structure of the shrub. And so if it's getting too big or too wide, you can go in and take it down. And if you do it at this time of year and you do it correctly, you should still be able to get flowers in the coming season. So when you're looking at them, everywhere where there have been branches in the past is going to be a node. So all of these spots where there used to be leaves and branches coming out, and you want to prune 1/4 of an inch above a node. So wherever you prune from, it's going to start branching at that node. So if we look at over here, this hydrangea, you can see right here, it was pruned at this node, and then underneath it, it's grown branches. So we've turned one branch into now 1, 2, 3, just from doing that one pruning cut. So keep in mind, everywhere where you're cut, underneath it, the branches are going to grow and make the shrub wider. So with that in mind, we can take these guys and take them down, and we want a nice shrub shape. So we don't want to do our cuts too high, or else it's going to start branching here and you're going to have an unsightly barren patch at the bottom. So you want to take your cuts low. Remember, it's going to branch out from under it. But a usual general rule of pruning is that you only want to take about 1/4 of the plant at a time. So if you have a really big shrub, it can be a process of multiple years to make it into a small one. And the way you do that is to kind of randomly cut the oldest stems to the height that you want them. So we can see this one's the thickest. So it's going to be the oldest stem, and we're going to take it. And when you're cutting, you want to cut on a bit of a slant so that water runs off. And you always want to cut with the blade side of your secateurs towards the plant. That way it gives you more of a flush cut. So we're going to go in and we're going to just take this off like that. And that's it. And then dispose of your cuttings. Make sure you're taking them away from the plant. If you leave your cuttings around, that's how you can spread disease and pests. But just from this cut, we're going to have 2 to 4 branches coming out and filling in the center of this plant and hopefully flowering this spring. So we're definitely going to fertilize these guys a little bit once they start waking up. We're not going to over fertilize though, because we have to remember we did take some of the leaf mass away. So if we use too much fertilizer, there's not as much plant there to use up that fertilizer. So you need to feed them a little bit less because there's less plant to feed because we've pruned out a little bit of it. And so if I want to do this, I want to take about a quarter of the branches in any one year. So I'd probably do the next 2 oldest flower shoots. Once again, a quarter inch above the node, wherever you want them to start branching. Then always dispose of your cuttings. Dried hydrangeas make great little decorative dried flowers. You can put them in a bouquet or something. But the best way is to compost your dead stuff, or in the case you're doing any pruning because of diseases or pests, you can tie it up in a garbage bag and throw it away, or even burn it. So those are the 2 kind of safe ways to deal with any sick plant material. But if it's just a normal pruning, feel free to compost it. And then after it's been composted, it's safe to return to your garden as workable soil. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to me. That was how to prune panicle hydrangeas. Gorgeous bushes, and now you'll be able to shape them. Thanks so much. Let us know if you have any other questions or comments in the comments section. Or always feel free to reach out to our store or come pay us a visit in person. We're always happy to chat and help anyone out with any gardening issues they're having.